It is day 2. It is 10 o'clock. And I haven't even started. Welcome to my life. Okay, I just finished editing day 1's vlog. I was going to edit it last night, and then what happened? Oh, I know what happened. Roller Coaster Tycoon happened. Guys, I cannot play video games while being efficient. I just can't. I can't do time management that way. It's all or nothing with me, and right now I'm on a Roller Coaster Tycoon fix, and I played again tonight. I'm sorry. It's my confession. But okay, so now it's pretty late, but I have a goal to meet. I have to write for an hour, so that's exporting. As soon as it's done exporting, it tells me it's going to be done in 10 minutes. I'll start writing while it's uploading, because if I touch it while it's exporting, it just takes forever to export, and my computer started getting a little overheated. I have a fan. Okay, I'm blubbering. Also, I know I haven't even checked on my cabin mates today. They must hate me. And Heidi messaged me on Instagram and they haven't replied. Oh my goodness. I'm failing. I am failing hard. Aw, thanks Heidi. She said my socks are cute. I'll respond to her after I'm done filming this. Oop. Did I just block her? Report. No, God. Okay, that was scary. Almost reported her. I'm getting a little drowsy, but I tend to do better writing when I'm drowsy, so maybe tonight I'm gonna kill it. So looking back at day 1, I had talked about struggles I had. I mean, I didn't even check how much I wrote. It was probably like 1,000 words. I'm not even sure. It was hard. It was really, really hard. I feel like the beginning of the chapter was much stronger, but I'm trying not to over outline because that was an issue I had with my first draft. I over outlined and I didn't let the characters lead, so I'm trying to make it more character led. And just the controlling part of me is like, I just want to like control their conversations, because it's like I need it to make sure that this conversation leads them to do this, and it's like, I'm not being character led then, am I? Oh, so hard. Also, I'm gonna admit something that's been really hard for me to admit. I realized it yesterday. I think maybe I have to accept that the scene I have been picturing from the very beginning, the very first scene I pictured with this book, maybe doesn't need to be included. Or at least maybe it shouldn't be chapter 1. And that's hard, because that's like the first thing that came to mind when I got this idea. This was the scene I pictured. So when I think about my story, the scene seems so important, but really the story has become so much more than that. And maybe, I guess I've been saying how good I am at killing my darlings, but I think this is the real test. Maybe I need to nix it. Maybe what I should do, I'm saying a lot of maybes, maybe what I should do is at some point do a separate chapter 1, like an alternative, and see if it feels better. Because I feel like the chapter I have right now definitely has that shock value, but is that really necessary, and does that go with the rest of the story? I don't know. Right now I'm just trying to kill time until this goes. So I guess that is the theme for tonight, is I'll finish where I'm at, hopefully finish chapter 1, and afterwards, if I still have time left in the hour, maybe reread chapter 1 as a whole and see how I feel. Because yesterday writing it, I did not feel great. It was like a really sucky first day writing wise. I just felt like just some days are really hard to write. Like, just the inspiration is, I mean, you're inspired, but it just feels more like work. Some days it comes so easy, and some days you really have to force it. Sorry, I'm tired, so I'm stumbling. Alright, so that's the game plan for tonight. Finish chapter 1, reread it, see how I feel. Let's go. I am ate Zach's peeps. Sorry, Zach, you know I'll buy you more. So I did not do a whole hour's worth of writing. I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna go to bed just because I have to get up really early. I know, I'm full of excuses, aren't I? I'm struggling, man. I hate to admit that because it's only day 2, but like, here I thought I had resolved all my issues, but the one thing I forgot to resolve is how hard writing is. But no, I did 20 minutes, so that's a third of an hour, so I have to do an hour and 2/3 to make up tomorrow. I really want to make sure I recover the next day of work, only because the way I'm tracking my progress, I don't think I can do like 0.5 or 0.66, you know, hours, so I just don't want to forget where I'm at with that. Sorry, I seem so tired because I am. And now my teeth hurt because I ate too many peeps. So that's, today's just going great. And Zach is really sick. That's not an excuse, I'm just complaining. Alright, it is 12:23. I'm calling it a night. Technically, I did most of this work tomorrow, or today. But I'm still gonna count it for tomorrow because I count the day over when I go to bed, not when the clock turns midnight. I have peep sugar all over my face. Oh, I feel such shame. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Happy day 3. I am home, though technically still at work, just because I have to actually go and pick up some things for the office. However, I decided to just wait here until Zach gets home and then go after dinner because the traffic right now, it's raining and it is rush hour, and so I'm not gonna do that. I think it will save like 15 minutes of driving to go to a store that's only a few miles away, so I'm gonna wait instead. I think that's a smart decision. It will save on a lot of things, mostly my sanity. I really have to update my banner because yes, I get it. I don't update, or I don't upload always Tuesday and Saturday. Really, it's just 2 videos a week. And usually one's on the weekend and one's during the week. So I'm just gonna fix it to say 2 videos a week. I would say bi-weekly, but bi-weekly can mean both twice a week and every other week. Why would one word mean 2 different things, like totally different things? I don't know. And I think I actually have a collab video coming up soon. I just messaged her about it. So stay tuned for that. I'm not saying it's Heidi from Listen, I Have an Idea, but I'm also not saying it's not Heidi. Listen, I have an idea. Also, just while it's on my mind, I don't want to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than it is, because I get that it's not really a huge issue right now, especially because, I mean, I've gotten a lot more subscribers than I'm used to, but I don't have that many in perspective. But you know, I like to show you guys vlog style videos. I like to talk about some things with my writing and some personal thoughts, I guess, with my writing, but there are some elements of my life that I do like to keep private, not because I'm trying to be elusive or mysterious, but really just 100% for safety reasons. So I've had a couple comments lately that have revealed some personal things about my life that I haven't talked about on the videos, such as you know, where I work or where I live. And I know that with this day and age in the internet, it's really not hard to find that information, especially since, you know, I publish these videos under my legal name, so it's also my professional name. But with that said, I don't want it heavily advertised. So, you know, if I know you in real life, or you do happen to find out things about my personal life, if you could try, just please don't put it in a comment. I've had to delete a couple comments just because they've mentioned some things, and yeah, that's just kind of me trying to be internet safe. And like I said, I know it can be found pretty easily, and it's not a huge deal. It's just sort of I guess, some common sense safety that I'm trying to observe and not advertise heavily where I am all the hours of the day to the internet where anyone can watch. And I know some of you might be thinking, oh my god, you're being way too paranoid about that, like calm down. But there are a couple people in my immediate family that have dealt with stalking, and you know, on a pretty serious level that involved, you know, police reports and restraining orders, and it's just a really horrible thing to go through. And I'm not saying, I have yet to feel unsafe on this channel. I'm not saying this is me, but I don't know, I guess that makes me just extra aware how easily it can happen. And there was even another author tuber, she has, I think only like, I say only, I mean it's more than me, but like 900 subscribers, so it's not like she's a huge public figure on this platform, but she actually just dealt with a pretty serious stalking issue, and that's just terrifying. And you know, I think that watching vlogs and personal videos like this, it can be super fun, and it's just too bad that there are some people who kind of ruin it for everybody. Now obviously those aren't actual fans, so it's not like fans is a weird word, but you know what I mean. It's not like people who are supportive of you are the ones that are harassing you. I mean, those, in definition, that's not someone supporting you. So it's not criticism towards any of my viewers, but I don't know what I'm trying to say. Moral of the story, just be safe on the internet. I feel like it's so funny thinking back to like even just MySpace day and age, when you know, we were all put the fear of God in us that, you know, you don't put your name online, you don't mention what state you live in, you lie, you know, because like a pedophile is going to come after you. At least that's how it was for me growing up, with the internet being a fastly growing thing, and AIM was big, and MySpace was big, and chat rooms are big. And now those same people who warned us, like our parents, are on Facebook oversharing worse than anybody. It's like, it's just funny. All right, it is almost 5 o'clock now. I'm actually really tired and I want a nap, but I don't know if I have time for that. So maybe, I think I will try and do some writing, just because sometimes it's hard to write really late at night when you're actually exhausted versus just your inhibitions lowered. Okay, let's go. So I ended up going to Target, and I got back just a little bit ago, and it's 11 o'clock. And I spend a lot of money. And Zach judged me, but I got awesome new loungewear. So now I'm lounging on my couch. I think I'm actually going to go to bed soon because I'm exhausted. Week 1 is rough, but I'm excited for tomorrow, when hopefully I will not be under 6 hours of sleep. Zach!
Yeah?
I'm thirsty. Okay, bye. My makeup is all smudged. Zach, he's mad at me right now because I bit him.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
No.
He gets so mad about it. It's weird. So today, I'm gonna be talking to the camera now, okay? Okay. Today, I was talking to my bunkmates, and I was saying how I was having trouble with chapter 1, and I don't know what it is. I changed the point of view, and I'm not crazy about it. And so Rowan from Rowan Tree Editing, he made a comment he didn't even know about my point of view change, but he made a comment about maybe I should switch up point of view if I'm struggling to, you know, if it feels like such a struggle. And it made me realize that I think I'm going to go back sort of to my original point of view, just because it felt more natural. But I think what I'm gonna do is have it be multi-point of view in one chapter. And it's gonna be funky, and it's gonna have to be carefully done, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. It sounds right. Right, Zach?
Yeah, actually sounds good. I haven't read any of it, so I don't know, but it sounds like a good idea.
I just feel like I wasn't introducing my characters well enough, because I was doing something...
Wait, you're talking to me now or you're talking to them?
Both.
Okay.
So I'm not facing you. I was doing something experimental where the point of view character was not a main character. So it was going to be a character that basically would have disappeared the rest of the book, just because I don't know, I thought it'd be fun to play with it like that. And it worked for the beginning, but for the rest of the chapter, it doesn't work to continue following in his viewpoint because he's no longer important, which is kind of an obvious thing. But anyway, so I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the opening with him, but I'm gonna start bouncing around characters, because my last chapter, actually, I do that too. I bounce around point of views. And so it kind of tie it together nicely.
Then you just have to work in the middle, basically.
What?
You said your first chapter and your last chapter have the person point of view. So then you just have to fill in the middle. Am I saying it wrong?
So, the first chapter and the last chapter, they bounce around point of view, limited point of view, with like different characters, but then each chapter in the rest of the book is a limited point of view, but it sticks with one character. So it is a multi-POV story because I like them. And I can't help myself. But, so what I had done in my second draft was make the first chapter a POV of someone who's not a main character, which I thought was cool, and it is cool. But to have a whole chapter be that way was kind of a lot, because it was like, okay, we need to figure out what's going on with the rest of the story, and if we're just sticking with this guy, it's just hard to do. So, I think, Rowan, it was a good tip. I think I'm going to switch it up. Okay, let's do that. It's Samtaro roll time. Sorry, that's been stuck in my head. So it is Thursday, and I've not been killing it yet, which is fine. Like, I'm not worried yet. This false sense of security. No, I feel like I've really knocked out a lot of major problems my story has, and I am excited to put that to use. And I'm also scared, so I'm procrastinating. This week has kind of sucked because I have a lot of freelance work that got assigned to, and so obviously I have to prioritize that because someone else is depending on me versus just me depending on me. And work has been kind of chaotic. So basically all I want to do when I come home is sleep. And I can't do that because it's Camp NaNoWriMo. And I want to be a writer anyway, so even if it wasn't Camp NaNoWriMo, I should do that. My hair is like really windswept right now. It's also parted in the middle. Don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like it. My hair looks good parted in the middle when I'm about 20 pounds lighter, because then my face isn't as round. I have a round face. I feel like I belong in the 70s right now. It makes me look like my brother, who doesn't even part his hair in the middle, but for some reason it makes me look like my brother. Sorry, when I'm tired, my speech goes out the window. Anyway, so the plan for this afternoon, or this evening, it's already 6 o'clock, and it's so light out. Aww. The plan is to finish my freelance project, clean the apartment a little bit. As you can see, I just cleaned pretty good last weekend too, but it's amazing how we only have a few hours here every day during the week, yet it gets so bad. It's not that bad. I've had it worse. And cook myself something for dinner, because Zach is busy this evening at work. Maybe I'll make myself a coffee. No, that's not a good idea. I'll make myself a decaf coffee, which has a tiny bit of caffeine in it, but not enough to keep me up tonight. All right, let's get to it. Happy Friday, Zachary!
Hello.
Say happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Today it's Friday, which means it's the weekend, which means it's catch up on all the work you didn't do day. Woohoo! I'm so tired, but Zach is making me work.
You told me you wanted to get work done before 11.
I said, oh yeah, I'm not gonna make it till 11. What time is it? It's almost 10, so if I work for an hour, is that good enough?
Uh-huh, that's all I ask.
And I still have some freelance work to do, but I think he forgets about me sometimes because he hasn't asked about it. I did half of it, and I thought he'd see it and say something, but he didn't, so. I feel like I was so excited for Camp NaNoWriMo, and then I don't know what happened. I really, seriously, and I know that like every adult in the country says this at some point in their life, but I seriously need to have a better sleep schedule because I've been snoozing so much getting up late, having to rush to get ready, and then I get home and I'm exhausted. And I don't even know, this week's just been weird. Like, we've had stuff to do after work, and I like had to go shopping, was it Monday? And I don't know. I mean, I know those are all excuses. I just need to be more organized with my time. Like, here it is, already 9:45, and I mean, I cooked dinner, but then what else have I been doing? This is a Haley wake-up call, reality check. Like, get your act together. I think that's what week 2 is really gonna be about, is like really not just writing, but just getting my life together. Because I can't be tired. I hate being tired so much. Am I stalling? Yes. Is that my MO? Yes. Have I been reading all mystery novels this month? Yes. Thanks for asking. God, I need to write a mystery novel. I think it's gonna influence my writing because I was thinking about that. I was like, I need to add more mystery to this book. It's not a mystery genre book whatsoever, but it definitely needs even more twists because I've got some, and I'm like, I need to add a whole other mystery novel. I mean, element. Oh my God, I'm tired. Okay, let's get writing. I have my writing buddy next to me.
Mm-hmm.
How's your writing going?
My reading.
How's my writing going?
Not so hot.
I am actually working pretty good. But I just have to pick the right songs on YouTube, so I have to keep going back on YouTube to check that I got the right song I'm listening to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What should I listen to? I've been listening to Civilization soundtrack. It's pretty good. And I broke my headphones, so that's not going great. So I guess who's gonna have to give me another pair?
Me?
I don't know. Thanks for offering. I wasn't setting you up for that. You just kind of offered.
I kind of fell in.
Yeah.
Fell into the trap.
At least I didn't break the good pair. This was kind of a pair. I'd already lost one of the ear things, so. But I was twisting it while I was talking to Zach, and I went to go listen to it again. So I broke the little wire inside, I think. I'm sorry. I can't be trusted with headphones. I promise I won't do it to the good green ones because those ones are gold. But let's wrap up the session, finish the hour, go to bed. So at least for today I can say I didn't fall more behind. It's a pretty good accomplishment in life, if I didn't say so myself. So I've been working now for probably about an hour, so got an hour in. I did it. I'm exhausted. It's almost midnight, but I did it. I got a little distracted watching videos. Let's not talk about that. But I feel so much better about where chapter 1 is heading now. That has been like my whole hold up all week long. Chapter 1. You know, part of me was like, well, just move on to chapter 2, just forget it. But moving on and moving forward, I think that's a really necessary step when it comes to drafting. But I'm revising now. Like, if I have a problem, I have to fix it. Like, now is when I do fix it. Now is when I don't accept less than good. I really have to owe all of my progress to Rowan from Rowan Tree Editing, who is in my cabin, and so he mentioned it in my cabin chat. And he probably thinks I'm like over explaining it. Like, he said something that I've been saying to myself, but just hearing it from somebody else, it just was what I needed to hear. You need to figure out whose point of view is going to tell the chapter best. And that's when it like I said, hearing that from someone else, instead of just trying to work it out in my own mind, like, oh, what's the coolest way to tell chapter 1? What's unique? What's different? Instead of thinking, no, how does chapter 1 need to be told? You know, my story it's about a lot of things. It's about the legend of the skulls. It's about adventure. It's about coming of age. It's about all those fun young adult things. But mostly, it's my story of humanity and really like what I think of people and humans. And you know, I think humans get such a bad rap, but I think that we're one of the coolest species there is. I think we have so much potential and so much greatness, and lots of problems, but there's a lot of good things too. And so it just all of a sudden it just made sense that chapter 1 needed to reflect that. you know? It's gonna be a continual line, like a storyline, so it's not like I'm gonna tell a scene and then switch character and retell that scene from their point of view. It's just gonna be I'm gonna tell a scene, switch character, and continue the scene. And these people are all together, so it's just kind of bounce, but I love that. Like, I love that aspect, and I think that's how I'm also going to do the last chapter too, so it's gonna come back around. I hope that's not too much of a spoiler. I feel like at this stage, it's so early in the process, and chances are I might change a lot, so it's not really a spoiler to talk about anything. Like, obviously I'm not gonna give away the ending, but when I talk about like my thinking through things, I don't think it's really a spoiler. If it is, just forget everything I've said when you go to read it. Pretend you didn't hear it from me. Who else would you hear it from? Sorry, I'm loopy. This is the point where I have to stop writing because I'm starting not to make sense, and then it shows. I am going to bed. Tomorrow is Saturday. I was originally gonna upload these weekly videos on Saturdays, but I think I'm just gonna do the whole week and upload them on Sundays. The main reason for that being that I'm not going to be home tomorrow, and I'm not gonna be able to upload it. Just keeping it real. Okay, I'm just gonna awkwardly leave. Bye. Hey guys, so today is actually Monday, the 9th, after week 1. I wasn't able to film this weekend. I was back in Maine doing family stuff. I thought I would have more time to pick up the camera, but it was actually a really crazy weekend that I was constantly with family, and while I'm really happy about it, I'm sad that I didn't get to do this. And that also means, as you probably can figure out, I was not able to catch up with Camp NaNoWriMo. I was able to work on stuff a little bit, mostly more planning, but yeah, not great week 1. Actually, I'm gonna take that back. I know that that seems crazy because I'm pretty far behind my goals. I think I'm at like 5 hours by the end of week 1 when I should be at 7. No, that's not too bad. But I feel like I got so much done this week. I went into it, you know, not feeling great about my first chapter, not feeling 100% confident about my characters, and now just with all of the brainstorming and the pressure of the word count off of me, I feel like I actually was productive in where I needed to be productive. So I've got my characters lined up, I've got my chapter 1 rolling in a direction that feels great. And I'm really excited to finish it this week. Well, week 2. Pretend it's not week 2 yet. And hopefully I would love by the end of week 2 to be done with the hard rewrite so that I can get more into the revising phase. I know that looking into next week, I feel like spring is in the air, and just I have such an urge to clean the apartment. I have such an urge to get my schedule down, to start going to bed at 9, getting up at 5 when I should be getting up instead of 5:30 or 6, and just doing better, like just being my best self in a way. And a lot of that has to do with writing, because that's how I am my best self, is when I am focusing on what I want and my dream career and all that jazz. Also, I just wanted to mention yesterday, one really cool thing that happened was my mom was going through papers that she had found in my grandmother's old desk. And one of those things was 2 books written by my great-grandfather. And I had no idea that he was a writer. He didn't write as a career. He was a farmer in Maine. And he wrote, well, he wrote more books, and my mom thinks they might be in some library back home. She had a copy of our family history in our town, kind of, and a fiction story he wrote. And it is, I've only browsed it. I really want to read the whole thing, and I had no idea I had such strong writing roots. And just listening to my mom talk about him, so it was her grandfather, so she knew him and I didn't. I think she said he passed when she was in her 20s, so I wasn't even born yet. But he just sounds like somebody that I really would have connected with, and I feel like, I don't know, it's cool to hear about your ancestors, and I just got goosebumps when she was telling me about him. I don't know, she said that he was very much so a teacher. He loved to talk about history, he loved to talk about things he knew. He was very gabby and he loved to write in his downtime. And just reading what I did, he's such a strong voice. The grammar, but no, he was good. And I thought it would be really cool and a really cool way to honor him by maybe incorporating some of his storylines into my work. Not like the main story, obviously, but I don't know. I have to read it first to see what it's about. And then I also thought maybe a cool project would be rewriting his story. So like turning it into a novel, because it's kind of short right now. I would guess it's a short story, like under 50,000, maybe 30,000 words. It's like a little booklet. I'll show you guys later. His name was Edward Joshua Lincoln. He had 6 kids. He liked to write, so pretty cool. Anyway, that is my week 1. I hope you guys enjoyed these vlogs. I know that it wasn't so much showing me writing like it was on my day 1, but I mean, how much of that can you really watch? Like, do you guys like watching that stuff? I guess it can be relaxing. I don't know. I am so excited and pumped for a really strong week 2. I'm not messing around in week 2. I already am going to turn this camera off and start talking about my plans for tonight. Today is still early, I guess. Well, it's light on anyway. But yes, please let me know how you guys did. How was your week 1? Did you succeed? Did you fail? I mean, there's no failure because we're not even done yet. You can't fail yet. I hope everybody is feeling productive, and if not, I hope that you are inspired to be productive, and I will see you guys for my next weekly vlog. Actually, I'm gonna see you before that. I'm gonna see you guys for my Cabin Mates intro video, which should be coming up in a couple days, and that wonderful collab I've been hinting at. Okay, well, I've only been hinting at in this video. Oh, you guys didn't know till now. Sorry, this whole weekly vlogging thing is throwing me off. I forget you don't know what I've said like 6 days ago. I'll figure it out. Okay, see you guys in my next video. Bye.